Are you ready for the Roundhouse Poetry Slam? That's lovely. That is lovely.
Basically, I'm David J. I'm here at the Roundhouse Poetry Slam. I get invited by Polar Bear and Sylvia Harrison. And this is basically the voice of the young, coming from the lungs and bouncing off the tip of the tongue, educating all from the jaw. Supreme metaphor, Roundhouse poetry. Excellent.
She was a poem. She punctured pages with her punctuated gazes. Her eyes, too often compared to sunrise, squinted at the glint of belt buckles. Women are less editions of insult with apron for bulletproof vest. We are more than size of chest. We will not be rated out of 10 because we are qualitative data. Love is a verb, so we do it.
I started with a Roundhouse Poetry Collective in September, and then from there I've been doing little performances and stuff. But I've been writing since primary school probably, but just not on this kind of level. I think it's just the foundation of words, and then people build on it differently. Every time someone performs spoken word, they're giving you a piece of themselves and their life and their history.
Poets, philanthropists, philosophers, and other P words compare life to the most complex things. When I say, perhaps life is like a bowl of cereal. Cereal is never what it seems. I mean, Cheerios are cherryless, Frost does not contain frost, Cookie Crisp, no crisps. Eating them does not guarantee weight loss, loss does not guarantee happiness. Happiness cannot be bought but sought in invisible things that hide beneath our noses, because the cereal cannot be judged by its box.
To be honest, I'm not really a competitive person. I'm just here to share my words. If one person in the whole audience likes it, I'm happy, to be honest.
I know a girl with a laugh from a gold-plated gutter and a soul carved from the chest of a fallen goddess. A bottle of wine rests habitually in one hand, her weapon. Day-old mascara lingers under her eyes, her warpaint. And I know no one more loyal, more funny, more fiercely willing to look life right in the eyes, fling her arms open and tell it to give her the best it's got. Gunshots, blackouts, and broken hearts.
A lot of things could be deemed as spoken word, but for me specifically, I would call it poetry, and all that entails. You'll get lots of different styles. Some stuff's quite comic, some stuff's quite contemplative and more melancholy, but it's all spoken word as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a traitor because I live in Kent and refuse to drop my T's. When will people see that being black is mere skin pigmentation and not a list of behavioural expectations? I won't take the presumptions and the prejudice because I cannot shake my arse and I do not talk like this.
I think slams are first and foremost a platform for people to share their work and to perform their poetry. Point scoring, is a fundamentally bizarre thing to apply to poetry, because how do you know whether a poem's worth a 6.8 as opposed to a 6.7? It doesn't really matter. So as long as there's good poetry and good vibes, and I've seen some stuff that's inspired me and shared my work with people, then I'm happy for the trophy to go to anyone, to be honest.
Well, my first one is called Can't Consume the Pen, and that's basically about consumption in life and the way society has gone for a human being and pushed into consuming, basically, and that you'll never be able to consume the pen because as an art will always keep going.
I won't be part of it. No parcels dropped through my letterbox when the contents came from a sweatshop, and I ain't walking through your doors if you're stabbing testing needles into an animal's paws. One man's pleasure from another man's pain. I've said it once and I'ma say it again. Knowledge will grow like a forest flourished. Eat words with your eyes and you will nourish.
Well, my poetry is strictly comedy based, so it's more so about pop culture. It's trying to combine high culture with low culture to sort of get a comic twist on that. So most of my inspiration comes from comedians, and I try and incorporate stand-up in my routine sometimes.
I feel weird today, and it's pissing me off. And sure, it could be last night's stroganoff, but this felt like I hadn't eaten at all. Wouldn't stop despite paracetamol. Leave it to love to ruin my night of sitting alone drinking Angel Delight. Doesn't love know I have box sets to watch rather than dream of a gyrating crotch? I have people to meet. There's bad juju afoot on Coronation Street. Great, now my heart feels all sordid. It's doing that thing that Celine Dion did.
I think in our heat, I was certainly the only straight comic poet there. Everyone else, I was blown away by them, and I was ridiculously surprised to get through to the final anyway. So I'm just too surprised to be here, but I thought the competition was fantastic. I can't wait to see the other 5 from the other heat. So.
Sometimes with slam, you would get people who would make poems if they knew who the judges there, and then trying to make something like especially for them, so something maybe quite niche. But like when I think the best poetry is for those people who can like relate to, all people can relate to it basically. Naturally, I'm quite like more of a reserved kind of person, but when I perform, I become whatever the character is within the poem that I'm trying to portray.
Mankind, tainted by a history of violence, covered by a mystery of silence. Fast forward a couple of years and the same thing's happening again, but this time the sharpened stones have been replaced with a knife and a Mac 10. The government don't tell me everything, covers it up like the BBC covers up profanity, so please, if you're going to tell me history, tell me in its entirety.
Right. Now, Roundhouse Poetry for the Cup. Listen. We will start number 3. Number 3, 3, 3, 3. Goes. 2, 2, 2, 2. Mr. Cyrus. Show him some love.
See, I was never fresh-faced in the first place. Moonshine, coke can run away. Some will say their other face will lurk and give chase when their back's turned. See, the shadows of the mind feed on doubt. So let it out and watch them go. And so the storm dies. Buildings fall down, short cries. Clouds part. Again, the sun shines down. I'd say that stuff about personal experience is the only thing that you can really speak about, because it's the only thing that you've experienced it and it's real to you. So it's crucial that you speak about stuff that you've experienced. It seems to me the chase is better than the things that we chase after. See, when I lack something, I think that it's the key. Or if I had this thing, I'd say, see my troubles, far away they'd be. See, we don't see too well. Lost in this one place we know so well. See, don't see these old fives, there's fire in our pockets. Licking lips, spitting out lies, time flies when we're late. Wise words, only a fool dies hungry.
Mr. Cyrus again, okay. Next, number 2. Give it up for Chloe.
We held hands as we photographed the flower on the moon. We built bridges from the receipts we found in our pockets, sticking the paper bricks together with cloudy lemonade that I suppose had once been clear. One hand broke free before the final gasp, forming an intense palm spark that burned as fiercely as our love did. Now, there is a photograph of the moonflower on my desk. We had been convinced that it was spun from starlight and jade, its petals splayed like starfish, as your fingers had been against my cheek. Thank you.
Number 1. Number 1 goes to Mr. Ahmed Z. You get the big cup.
I sit opposite a Matalan. It used to be a children's world. Now I'm outside hiding in plain sight. I just want to make things right. Trying to come up with a better plan. I've tried to be a better man, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be trying to be better than. If it's Dad, please understand. I can't fill his shoes. I'm no good with tools. I'm not asking for your empathy. It's just that I've hit a quarter century and I'm supposed to be a man. But I know that I feel scared. But then you take my hand in your big, big hand, and I feel safe, and I remember your face outside that place that used to be the children's world. It's a Matalan now.
I've been with Roundhouse Poetry Collective since September. I'm not really into slams, to be honest. But this Roundhouse is different. It's more relaxed than other slams. You don't get the scores put on your face. It's just making you feel tiny or anything. It's just a nice vibe. Everyone, brilliant, variety's mad. And some of my mates from the Poetry Collective are in it as well. So that's even better.
When life throws you lemons, they hurt. Especially when they're not ripe. Don't believe the hype. Homemade lemonade is not profitable, especially the metaphorical kind. And I'm feeling Zinedine Zidane, and I want to turn life into an Italian man and headbutt him in the chest. It's hard not to get the blues when you're reading the paper or watching the news. So I read The Sun. I read them for the puns, not for the news content it has next to none. So I'll go to a dark, dark place, in a dark, dark town, find myself a dark, dark space, and then I laugh out loud.
Big up Malik, Moses, Sam, Vanessa, Catherine, Maria, Sophie. Big up all the artists. Big up the judges, organizers. And big up yourself for being beautiful.